Today we are going over the top 5 real alien abductions. Sit back, grab a snack and hit the subscribe button. 5. The Allagash 4 abduction, 1976. In the summer of 1976, 4 friends, Jim Weiner, Jack, and Don Schmidt, and Charles Faltz, embarked on a camping trip to the remote forests of Allagash, Maine. On one of the nights, while performing a ritual of psychic meditation near their campsite, they observed a strange light moving silently overhead. Intrigued, the group began sketching the craft and they suddenly experienced a lapse in memory. Confusion turned to panic when they realized they couldn't recall the past couple of hours. After returning home, all 4 men independently began experiencing troubling dreams and memories. Years later, during a hypnosis session, the friends recounted harrowing tales of being abducted by aliens. They described being taken aboard a spacecraft, subjected to medical examinations, and communicating with otherworldly beings. Their stories matched eerily, revealing numerous similarities across each person's recollection. The Allagash incident has been examined in depth, becoming a staple in abduction discussions and documentaries. Intertwined with themes of friendship, trauma, and the unknown, their experience invites inquiry into the nature of reality, consciousness, and the universe. 4. The Kelly Cahill abduction, 1993. In August 1993, Kelly Cahill was driving home in rural Australia when she spotted a bright green light crossing her path. Initially intrigued, her curiosity turned to fear as the light transformed into an enormous, oblong object that hovered ominously above her car. As she slowed down, Cahill recalled being overwhelmed by a powerful force and drawn into the ship. She explained that inside, she encountered tall, dark figures with glowing eyes that seemed to communicate with her through her mind. During her abduction, Kelly experienced what she claimed were terrifying examinations and visions of bizarre, otherworldly landscapes. When she was returned to her car, hours had passed, but Cahill felt overwhelmed with emotions and latent memories. Her story, unique for its vivid descriptions and the intertwining of emotional and visual experiences, gained traction in local and international UFO circles. Years later, Kelly participated in hypnosis sessions that further unraveled her traumatic experience, prompting discussions about the psychological and physical impact of such encounters on witnesses. Her unwavering narrative continues to resonate with enthusiasts and skeptics alike, challenging preconceived notions about extraterrestrial life. 3. The Pascagoula abduction, 1973. On the night of October 11, 1973, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker were fishing along the Pascagoula River in Mississippi when they encountered what they later described as a UFO. Suddenly, a craft landed nearby, and reportedly 3 robotic creatures emerged, approaching them with a sense of uncanny inevitability. Hickson and Parker claimed they were paralyzed and unable to escape as the entities took them on board the spacecraft. They described the aliens as having a pillow-like texture, with unblinking eyes that transmitted an eerie sense of detachment. The 2 men were subjected to examinations aboard the ship but claimed they were returned soon thereafter, unharmed but terrified. The incident attracted significant media attention and divided public opinion. While some applauded their courage in coming forward, others cast doubt on their story, speculating about its plausibility and the impact of possible psychiatric conditions. Despite varied opinions, the Pascagoula encounter remains one of the most detailed and credible accounts in the alien abduction saga. 2. The Travis Walton Incident, 1975. In November 1975, logger Travis Walton was working with a crew near the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest in Arizona when a strange light caught their attention. Walton, curious and emboldened, approached the glowing object, which appeared to be a saucer hovering above the treetops. Witnesses later described Travis being struck by a beam of light and lifted from the ground, disappearing into the craft. His co-workers fled the scene in panic, convinced they had just witnessed a friend being abducted by aliens. When they returned to the site, Travis was nowhere to be found, triggering a massive search. For 5 days, authorities scoured the area for any trace of him, but he was gone. On the sixth day, Walton reappeared, disoriented and claiming to have spent time aboard an alien spaceship. He detailed encounters with strange beings, who he insisted communicated telepathically. As with the Hills, hypnosis sessions revealed more memories, fueling debates over whether his tale was factual or fabricated. Travis's story eventually inspired the film Fire in the Sky, further embedding it into the collective consciousness of alien abduction narratives. The case continues to raise moral questions. Did Walton really encounter extraterrestrials, or did he suffer a psychological breakdown during a unique environmental event? 1. The Betty and Barney Hill abduction, 1961. Betty and Barney Hill's story is widely regarded as the first highly publicized alien abduction case in the United States. On September 19, 1961, the couple was driving home to Portsmouth, New Hampshire after a trip to Niagara Falls. As they drove through the mountains, they noticed a bright light hovering above them. Eventually, they stopped the car to get a better look. What happened next remains a chilling mystery. The Hills reported seeing a craft descending from the sky, with figures appearing outside of it. They claimed to have lost consciousness and later awoke miles down the road, unable to account for the lost time. Over the subsequent years, under hypnosis, both Betty and Barney recounted vivid details of their experiences. Betty described being taken aboard a spacecraft, examined by alien beings, and subjected to various tests.